tax credits. So they can go up to 30% of the project. So that's some real incentives on the federal level. The New Jersey state public policy has had a lot of things in terms of incentives. On the solar side, you may have heard about something called SRECs, Solar Renewable Energy Certificates. And for each 1,000 kilowatts that's produced by a solar system, it creates one SREC. SRECs are now being traded in the marketplace. They have value. The SREC market, it changes regularly, somewhere in the area of $600 an SREC right now. So there's cost is still an issue. With all those incentives, you still got to come up with cash. I mean, that's, and we talked a little bit about some of the credit problems. Obviously, if you want to do renewable energy on your site, you can do it, but you're still going to have to come up with funding. And obviously, you can talk to your local banks, your local money providers, to see about how they might help you with that. Then also, you'd have to manage the SRECs. These are the things now again, it's all doable. I don't want to scare people out of this, but it is something, it's a marketplace. The rates are going to change. They are changing regularly. Where the market will be 10 years from now, I don't know. So you're getting into some of that kind of uncertainty. Let's talk a minute about what if I invited somebody onto my property. And there's something called today a power purchase agreement. And this, or energy sales agreement, or energy service agreement. This is an arrangement, all right, where you would have a provider come onto your site, and through some land use arrangement, whether lease or license, you would give them access to the top of your buildings, parking lots, other areas on the solar side, okay, to put in solar panels.
Officers, and then the officers run the corporation. So there's 3 levels of hierarchy there. It just gets to be a little cumbersome, and people were looking for an alternative to this. I wouldn't say it was outdated, but it was certainly time back in the 90s for there to be a less formal type of entity.
You either have a new business starting, or you're in a business and you're going to start a new aspect of the business. You've got to make the critical choice and a good informed decision. And you need advice. First and foremost, you need to know what you're seeking to achieve, and then you're going to need some legal advice to help you select, from a legal perspective, the right entity. And then you're going to also need help from your CPA or tax advisor to make sure that all the pieces fit together, so that after all your hard work and dedication and effort is resulting in income, that as much of it as possible ends up in your pocket, or the company's pocket, or your family's pocket.
Use is a tricky area. It involves all facets of government, from local, county, state, federal. In the context of marina owners, waterfront property owners, you have special rules and regulations that complicate issues. Army Corps can be involved. DEP is often involved. And if you've ever tried to do anything with DEP, provision that the only time DEP could grant a waiver if a denial of a permit would result in an unconstitutional taking of land. Well, that's an extremely hard standard to meet in practice. That means you have to show that you can do nothing with your land, and only in that circumstance would the DEP be able to issue a waiver.